Command Conquer Tiberian Sun is the first game in the Tiberian series that was released in 4 years. Why? Well, this game went through a lot for this game to be released. Development started shortly after the success of Red Alert, but the complications with the schedule resulted in missed deadlines and delays, along with a company named Electronic Arts urging for this game to be released ahead of schedule, so it wouldn't be passed up for games like this. When the game was released in 1999, not many critics liked it. Many appreciated the tactical direction that the game took, but others said that the game was outdated, moody, and underwhelming. However, fans of the series didn't listen to the critics and bought the game anyway, being the fastest selling video game that Westwood Studios has ever made. Why did fans like it? Well, let's find out. The story begins in the year 2032, where a substance named Tiberium, once considered a plentiful and powerful substance, transformed the Earth into a desolate planet filled with deadly creatures and hellish weather. Somehow, after Cain was blasted to bits by an ion cannon in the first game, he plays Jesus and gets resurrected, leading and uniting a fractured Brotherhood of Nod. GDI General Solomon, played by the one and only James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, isn't pleased to hear the news and summons a man named Michael McNeil, a commander who spreads out one-liners like it's part of his everyday speech.
Chandra, you son of a bitch.
Let's kick some ass. There's enough explosives in the next car to blow us back in time.
Name is McNeil when they ask who beat you.
It makes me wonder how he talks in real life. On the other side of the war is Nod Commander Anton Slavik, who commands a computer named Cabal, who has the most badass computer voice in video game history.
Define favorable outcome, Cabal.
They all die.
Seriously, all 9,000 would be scared of this guy. After overthrowing a puppet leader planted by the GDI, Slavik looks to make Kane's vision of a Tiberian world a reality. Kane has a missile called the World Altering Missile, or WAM. It can only operate using an object called a Tacitus. Alright, I'll tell you this right now. I've played this game for years, and to this day, I still don't know what a Tacitus does. Yet the story treats it as an object of great importance, as if whoever owns the Tacitus will win the war. You don't even get to see what the Tacitus looks like until the end of the game, and even then, it doesn't look that powerful. You see, that's our problem with the story. Sometimes it doesn't tell you what it needs to tell you, you know what I mean? Had I seen a demonstration of the Tacitus' power, I would have cared more, and the story would have gotten better as a result. Regardless of this nitpick, the story of this game is really well done, considering that it was made when this was the best they could do.
I want all of the chaos emeralds! Better not interfere!
Or else what, you big loser?
Or else I'll take them from you by force! The hard way!
How is there even an easy way to take them from them by force? You really have to appreciate the effort that Westwood put into the story of this game. To this day, I have never played an RTS other than StarCraft and Warcraft 2 with such a well done story. The concept is, you guessed it, building a base and destroying the enemy. Like past games, certain missions have you completing an objective by managing a select few units. Others are a combination of the two, where you complete one objective with a small number of units, then build a base shortly after. One interesting thing about this game is the fact that there are optional missions. You don't have to complete them, but they have a positive impact in future missions if you do, such as giving you super weapons, disabling defenses, or giving you reinforcements. I like the direction that they took with this, because you can't lose with this feature. Those who want to rush things and also have a challenge can skip all the missions, while completionists can complete the missions at will. It's a win-win situation, and I wish other RTS games had this feature. Unlike most modern RTS games, this game puts the strategy in real-time strategy. Each unit has their special use, their strengths, and their weaknesses. The Nod Artillery's weakness is air units, so send some jump jet infantry to destroy it. The Orca Bomber can cause some havoc, but they fear SAM sites like a plague. Setting some up on your base can neutralize the threat. Even this beast, the Mammoth Mark II, can go down with a constant stream of hits from several rocket infantry. However, there are no Mammoth tanks. And you know what? I'm actually happy that there aren't any Mammoth tanks. Now, don't get me wrong, I love Mammoth tanks as much as the next guy, but let's face it, they took away from the strategy of the game. Almost any problem in Command & Conquer can be solved by blasting it with a scream-filling herd of mammoth tanks. The biggest culprit is Red Alert, of course, because I remember ending a skirmish by rolling over the enemy's entire base with nothing but these beasts. Fun? Yes. Strategic? No. So it's a good thing that mammoth tanks are gone in this game. But don't worry, mammoth tank junkies, there are still some novelty mammoth tanks in this game. Have fun. However, just because the mammoth tanks are gone, doesn't mean that there aren't any cool war toys to play with. The GDR has a disruptor. It fires damaging resonance waves at its target, and any unit that gets caught in this wave will get damaged, even friendly units. If you use them right though, you could decimate a base with these things in a matter of minutes. Nod has the Devil's Tongue, or as I like to call,
the flaming shoebox of deaths.
It's a flame tank that can dig underground and can be used for spine-chilling ambushes. It eats infantry for breakfast and can even turn buildings into molten steel. That's just the tip of the iceberg of cool units that you can control in this game. And you know what's interesting? No unit feels completely useless. I guarantee you that you'll use each and every unit at least once. The gameplay is pretty slow paced, to the point where it feels like an absolute drag at times. However, the factors that go into this game make up for it. Sometimes, not only do you have to fight your enemy, but the environment as well. I have never seen an RTS where the environment's such a huge factor. I've seen entire bases taken down by Mother Nature in this game. The gameplay is also kept fresh by the seemingly endless supply of cool units to control and cool strategies to try out. They also improved upon the first game by quite a lot. You can add waypoints, bookmark bases, and zoom into events. You can also customize controls and hotkeys, another much needed feature. The game resorted to an isometric engine instead of a top-down engine. This is a good thing, as this adds depth to the gameplay. Some shots can hit hills and walls, and the terrain can even be deformed in battle. The game is supposed to take place in a desolate world, and the graphics present that atmosphere perfectly. Many buildings are detailed, dirt-covered, and even wrecked, and a lack of foliage gives a hopeless feel that goes along with the wasteland that you play in. Even then, some parts look absolutely beautiful and immersive. The ambient lights and special effects amazed me when I played this game in the early 2000s, and it's still amazing that an RTS in 1999 can look this good. Sounds and music. Well, the sounds are intense as usual, and the voice acting is good, if not in a little out of place.
We have been touched by the spirit hand of Cain, and are ready to serve the technology of peace. Peace through power.
The music is very different from earlier entries of the game, and yet it fits so well here. There are some ambient tracks and some new age tracks and some techno tracks as well. They're not varied, but it's perfect for a sci-fi game like this. Tiberian Sun takes some time to get used to, so don't expect to like this game right away when you play it for the first time. However, don't play for a few minutes and immediately dismiss it as a crappy game either, because the more you play this game, the more you like it. When you play this game further, things definitely get better. The story wraps up in quality, the units get better and more advanced, and the strategies get more varied. It's not an acquired taste though, although, since it's an RTS game, you probably need an acquired taste like any of them. But it's more like something that you learn to like Raisins, Baseball, and Final Fantasy VII. Tiberian Sun definitely deserves a place on your PC games shelf, as it does on mine. But, does that mean that this is the end of the Command & Conquer series? Not in the least.
Is it done, Yuri?
No, Comrade Premier. It has only begun.